The Ukrainian armed forces, in coordination with the Security Service of Ukraine and other defense units, carried out a precision strike on a Russian missile unit in the Bryansk region, targeting launchers of the Iskander short-range ballistic missile system. This was reported by Ukraine's General Staff on June 5th. The targeted unit, part of Russia's 26th Missile Brigade, was stationed near the city of Klintsy, close to the Ukrainian border. Ukrainian intelligence suggests that the brigade was preparing to launch a missile strike, likely aimed at Kyiv. According to the General Staff, one Russian missile launcher was destroyed, while two others were likely damaged. Ukraine and its partner countries have agreed to establish a defense production mechanism. The announcement was made by Ukrainian Defense Minister Rustem Umerov during a joint press conference with his German and UK counterparts following the 28th Ramstein meeting. According to Umerov, several key partners that provide billions of dollars in military aid have offered to build factories abroad to manufacture modern Ukrainian weapons under official licenses.
Our partners came to me and asked if Ukrainian companies could build factories for producing their cutting-edge products in their countries. Ukraine's military needs are the most important factor for us. I always stress this in our conversations with partners. And our partners said that they are willing to fully pay for all the production from these factories, and that our partners will even appropriate more funding for this. We agreed that products produced under Ukrainian license abroad will go to Ukraine so long as the war lasts. We're looking forward to considering all proposals from the interested partner states.
The initiative represents a strategic breakthrough in strengthening Ukraine's defense capabilities by expanding production of drones, missiles, ammunition, electronic warfare systems, and more. Umerov expressed hope for support from the European SAFE program, which allocates 150 billion euros for defense industry development. Overnight, Russian forces carried out drone strikes on residential areas in Kharkiv. According to the regional prosecutor's office, 18 people were injured, including a pregnant woman and 4 children. All of the victims suffered from acute stress reactions.
We were sleeping. After the first explosion, we ran out of the apartment to the hallway. That was when we heard the second explosion of a drone hitting our apartment building. This happened to us for the second time. Yesterday, workers had just finished repair work in my apartment after the previous attack.
A high-rise residential building and several civilian vehicles were damaged in the attack. Preliminary data indicates that Kharkiv was targeted with 7 Geran-2 UAVs. Only high-rise residential buildings were targeted. Around 10 cars were damaged, 3 cars were completely destroyed. Also, one apartment on the 17th floor of the apartment building was completely destroyed. Russian troops attacked the town of Pryluky in the Chernihiv region with 6 attacked UAVs, killing 5 people, including a child, according to the State Emergency Service. Another 6 civilians were injured.
A shahid, then a second one, maybe even a third. It hit the neighbor's house. I could tell from the sound. Everything was shaking after the first or second explosion. My roof collapsed. All the doors were blocked and everything started falling apart. We escaped through the front windows. Our neighbor helped us.
The Ukrainian Minister of Internal Affairs reported that one of the Russian drones struck the home of the head of the local fire department. The attack killed his wife, his daughter, who served as a patrol police officer, and his 1-year-old grandson. The boy became the 632nd child killed since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky emphasized. In a post on Telegram, he responded to the overnight Russian attacks on Ukrainian cities, stressing that Russia constantly tries to buy time in order to continue killing. Zelensky described the strike as yet another massive act of terrorism, stating that Russian forces kill Ukrainians every night. He added that this is another reason to impose maximum sanctions and apply unified international pressure. Defense support for Ukraine under the Danish model is expected to increase to 1.3 billion euro this year, Ukrainian Defense Minister Rustem Umerov reported. He emphasized in a post on Facebook that part of the funding will come from revenues generated by frozen Russian assets. The initial €428 million tranche from Denmark, Sweden, Canada, Norway, and Iceland will soon be allocated to the production of domestically manufactured weapons, including artillery systems, strike drones, missiles, and anti-tank systems. The Danish model is a unique mechanism for directly supporting Ukraine's defense industry, Umerov stated. It reflects trust in the Ukrainian army, recognition of Ukraine's manufacturers' capabilities, and a tangible contribution to strengthening Ukraine's defense forces. U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed his phone conversation with Russian leader Vladimir Putin on June 4th. In a post on the Truth social network, he stated that the discussion, which lasted over an hour, focused on Russia's war against Ukraine, including the recent Ukrainian spiderweb operation targeting Russian strategic bombers, as well as growing concerns over Iran's nuclear program. Trump described the call as a good conversation, though not one likely to lead to immediate peace. He also added that Putin indicated he would have to respond to the recent attack on Russian airfields. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky stated on his Telegram that Russia continues to act without fear of consequences, and that hesitation from the international community may be encouraging further escalation. He emphasized that diplomacy alone has not succeeded in halting the violence, noting that many have engaged in talks with Russia at various levels, yet none have resulted in lasting peace. Not even a pause in the war. Zelensky underlined the importance of a firm international stance, warning that weak responses to threats only send the wrong message. Russian troops destroyed the building of the Kherson Regional State Administration. Local governor Alexander Prokudin reported on his Telegram. This marks the second attack on the building on the same day. According to Prokudin, information about the victims is still being clarified. Earlier on Thursday, within just 15 minutes, Kherson was targeted with 4 guided aerial bombs, injuring 2 men. As a result of the strikes, the regional administration building, already attacked multiple times by Russian forces, suffered even greater destruction. An entrance to an apartment building was also destroyed. Nearby residential buildings sustained damage, with windows shattered and facades scarred by shrapnel. Ukraine and Japan have signed a key agreement that will unlock a $3 billion loan for Ukraine, financed through revenues generated from frozen Russian assets, Ukraine Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal announced. In a post on his Telegram, Shmyhal stated that the agreement was signed under the framework of the Extraordinary Revenue Acceleration Initiative. The funds will be directed toward priority budget expenditures aimed at driving economic development and strengthening national resilience. Shmyhal noted that to date, Ukraine has received $14.7 billion through the ERA mechanism.